Hello everyone, my name is Deli and this is my first Let's Talk show. Woohoo! So, I started radio show on Galaxy Radio every Sunday 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. UK time where I'm going to talk about life, positive things, and also I'm going to take interview from an amazing inspiring people. But because on the radio we are so limited with time, I decided to film my whole interview and then share it on my YouTube music channel with you guys. So if you like it, please give me a subscribe. And if you want to be part of my show, drop me an email and I will invite you to be part of this amazing show. So today I'm gonna do an interview with an amazing, multi-talented person, Rtizt. So yeah, let's talk. Hello everyone, my name is Deli and this is my first Let's Talk show on the Galaxy Radio. Woohoo! I hope it's going to be a very positive show about music, artists. So today I have a very special guest, singer, dancer, photographer, model, multi-talented person, Rtizt. Woohoo!
Hello, everyone.
Yes, so I'm so happy to have you on my first show. And I
Thank
would
you.
like you, first of all, to introduce yourself. So, who are you truly?
So I am artist. I'm a creator from London. I adopted the title Creative Lifestyle Genius a few years ago. People just kept calling me a genius because every time I created something, it was pretty lit. But yeah, I'm a beatboxer, rapper, melodic rapper. Some would say that's kind of merging into singing now. I'm a fine artist, illustrator, videographer, photographer, and I just got into DJing. And then there's a few other little things I do on the side. But yeah, my brain just ticks and always wants to create something new. So that's me.
That is amazing. I'm so impressed how one person can be so talented. Like really, I'm impressed. I know you for a year now and I'm every time when I see your live or I see your new song or something, I'm like, "Oh my god, this man." Well done. um yes, so I want to talk a little bit about your experience in Britain's Got Talent. So I
Okay.
believe it was in 2013, right, when you
Mhm.
were participating in Britain's Got Talent. You were part of a band, right, and you
Yep.
did a very good job in there. So I would like to ask you, there are probably many young people, many young artists are listening to us now,
Okay.
and
Mhm.
they thinking about, oh, should I go into a show like that, or so how how was all this show experience to you?
Um. mm. So we were fortunate enough to have management who were pretty like um they were in the industry for a long time, so they knew their stuff. We were a band prior to Britain's Got Talent for about 2.5 years, I think, and then we decided to go on the show. So we didn't just decide to get together and go on BGT. We rehearsed for a few years. We'd done a lot of gigs. We did a school tour, so we'd probably done over 200 gigs. We were doing like 7 hours of rehearsals, like a day for like 5 days a week for some weeks. So we really worked at our craft just to make sure that the performance element was great. Um, and at first we didn't want to go on Britain's Got Talent because we kind of saw it as we've kind of given up. So at first it was like, no, let's not do it, because we wanted to just kind of pitch straight to record labels. We didn't really know the industry too tough, to be honest. So we were just like, let's just present our music to record labels, whatever. And at the time, like, we just didn't have a big enough fan base for the record labels to believe in the project.
Mm.
So it was like, let's go on Britain's Got Talent. Like, what can we, what's there to lose? And for me, like, even prior to the band, I'd been busking for like 4 years or 3 years. So I'd been so used to being on stage and being in front of crowds. But this was different. Like, this is like you get on that stage, yeah. I'll tell you, like, all you do is you're like, what? No, this is crazy. Because you're being judged. Like, even though you get judged every time you perform, it's like you're now being judged to basically, and it's kind of like what they say is kind of decided. That kind of gives the viewers I don't know, it's like kind of what they say goes. So if everyone on the panel says you're trash, then everyone's gonna think you're trash.
Yeah.
Unless you've got crazy fans and they're like, no, it's not true. And that's happened before where the judges have been wrong. You know, they've been really wrong about an act, and everyone still sticks behind them. And you can just have a really bad performance, and like our audition went really well. And the song we performed in the audition, Simon Cowell said it was one of his favorite songs. And then we kind of like, we had a lot of current music, but because we took a gamble and went old school, we did a song called Hurt So Good by Susan Callaghan. We was like, okay, let's stick to this old school vibe. Let's take old tunes and then flip them up, make them new. By the way, if I didn't say, the band was called Luminites, just in case. And
Google.
And yeah, we got to second round. They loved it. Then all of a sudden, we were like top favorite to win. In the bookies, we were like in the top 5. And then we got to the final, and we decided to do Hurt So Good again, because it was like, oh, let's just redo it because it did so well. But we had so much other music, like we could have literally, you know, we did a rendition of the Friends song. We had like like we had so much music, but we went with that, and we became fifth. We became fifth.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a journey, right? Especially when you
nice.
are younger. I think it's so crazy when you can become super popular and like, you know, have so much attention suddenly, just because of those big shows. Would you do it again?
Me personally, or if I was in a group?
You personally.
So if I was to do it again, I would have to, I'll be honest, probably not. And it's not because I don't like the show or anything like that. I think the show is a great platform. I think for me as an artist, they would probably want me to be a gimmick. And like the whole beatbox thing, don't get me wrong, I love it, but there's only so far you can push as a beatboxer to be an artist. You know, even when we went to the studio, the producers would put beats over my beatboxing, because it was like, we might as well just use actual beats, because unless you're doing like something like Timberland where you're having like a beatbox break, it doesn't come across on music, on the track. So like, unless I was promoting my own music or I was doing a song that I felt like could go viral, there would be no benefit for me, I don't think, because it's really hard, like in terms of how to promote me as an artist. And a lot of people have said that over time, like I do so much, so they don't really know where I fit, which I'm okay with. Like at first I was always trying to find a sound, and now I'm like, I'm not trying to find a sound. I kind of have this slogan, like expect the unexpected, because I don't want you to know what's coming next. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's really beautiful, and we shouldn't be afraid of to have more than one way. You know, I think we expect from people to choose one way, especially from young people. We ask them to choose profession, or, you know, like who you want to be when you grow up. But I think it's so hard to just choose one path. And I think we have only one life. Well, let's assume that we only have one life that we can remember. At least I remember only one.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? I mean, let's say we have only one life, and then to use it for only one path, for only one way, I think it's a little bit of waste of time, to be honest, when we can try so many different other things. And
I agree.
Yeah, and maybe you think you can be a very good dancer, but then when you try photography, maybe you're an excellent photographer, you know, and then maybe you can combine both of these skills. Who knows, 100%. Right?
Yeah. But even something as simple as, just say you train as a dancer for 20 years and you think that's going to be your career, and then you break your leg, then what?
Exactly. And I think, you know, especially this lockdown shows us that being flexible is the answer, because you don't know who can happen. I mean, now it was, you know, pandemic, but it could be anything. Exactly. Broken leg, and then what? So I think it's really cool that that you managed to do so many things. And as well, by doing so, I think you're inspiring many people around you who
I
maybe
hope
don't.
so.
Yeah,
I hope
I
so.
think so. And I hope people who are listening to us will be inspired by you, because having more than one profession is fine. It's okay, people.
Yeah, I promote it. Like I think as a child, when you're a child, you don't restrict yourself. Your brain is just exploring. You follow the free flowing way of energy. You just do things. You don't process. You just do whatever your heart desires. And then as time goes on, between like birth to 7 years old is when your brain is being processed, and that's when you learn things, right? And then after that, you've kind of been pre-programmed to live in a society where things are as they are. But it's creatives that kind of keep that explorative part of their brain that says, no, actually, like, let me try something that I want to do, or what I think is possible, as opposed to what we should do. And like, I think even if you look at how most industries now are turning, music, fashion, everything, they're all looking to hire more creatives to make the brand more diverse, as opposed to just something you can sell, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, exactly. And it's very interesting what you said about kids. I remember I was in the one workshop for paganism, and there was this one man, older man, and I remember so well how he said to one woman, he said, "You know why people cannot fly? Because when you were little, your grown-ups around you told you that you cannot fly."
100%.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah, yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
and I think a lot of this programming happening around us every day. You cannot do this. You cannot do that. This is not allowed. Don't run too fast. Don't,
Hmm.
wear more clothes. You get cold. And I think we are surrounded by this, and you need to be very strong to, to find your way of dealing with all those don't do this, don't do that situations
100%. Yeah.
around you. So yeah, okay, now let's get back a little bit to music. What has been the best performance of your career so far?
Oh, no, I can't answer that really, because there've been so many. Like, we performed at Royal Albert Hall. The when I was in the band, the acoustics and the crowd. Like, when you've got like 50,000 people screaming, it's crazy. Like, I've got a video that I posted. It's just like, it's weird. It's just like, and at that time we wasn't even that big. We supported Will I Am. That was a really, really sick gig. Like, it was crazy. um but even busking, like, busking taught me a lot. So for me, like, being a busker, like, one of my most viral videos now sits on about 26 million views. Like, that was from busking. And people underestimate the power of just setting up on the street and just performing, because people ain't paying for a ticket to go into a venue to see you. They're literally stopping, which means they don't have to. And when you can draw a crowd in, that shows that you're really doing something and you're bringing someone in, as opposed to, well, I'm here now, so I might as well listen to it. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah.
I think, like, just, like, and there's been lots of little gigs in like short and small clubs and stuff, where for me, if the sound is good, like, if I've beatboxed on some systems where the bass is crazy and the highs are like, I'm always like, give me some more high end, give me some bass. And like, if the sound is good, like, even if the crowd wasn't that popping, like, for me, that's a good feeling. So I couldn't really pick out one performance off the top of my head, but like, there's been some amazing experiences I've had.
Nice. Okay. Now the next question that I have for you is, what advice would you tell your younger self?
uh, I'm trying to think. Like, one thing, one thing my dad always used to tell me is, he used to say, like, if I didn't, like, get distracted by women, then I probably would be a lot more successful. I have a weakness. but but also, like, just things like not worrying about I think I've spent so much time putting pressure on myself for like when I need to have achieved certain things. So I did this thing where I stopped counting my birthday at 25 because I felt like for a few reasons. One was because I watched an interview of Prince, and he said that in one of his interviews, a lady asked him how did he stay looking so young, and he said he stopped counting his birthday. And I thought about that logically. I was like, well, we kind of manifest our death because we kind of count our ages, and the more you count your age, the closer you get to death. If you stop counting your age, you stop growing, right? So I was like, okay, let me stop counting my, that was my logical thinking. And I also did that because I was like, I didn't feel like I achieved enough before I was 25. So let me see what I can continue achieving before like I move on. And I think like over the years, I've put so much pressure on myself to achieve certain things by a certain amount of time, and I've put a lot of financial value on that. Like if I'm not earning a certain amount of money, then I'm not doing well, you know. But now I just really enjoy the process. Like Gary Vee talks about the process all the time. If you don't know Gary Vee, you should definitely check him out. He always talks about like stop looking at the end result and enjoy the process, because the more we focus on the end result, then we forget about the process. By the time
Mm.
you get there, you actually don't want that thing in the first place. And now we're looking back and like, look all the time we've wasted. So I think if I could have spent more time enjoying the process and not really, and focus more micro, like in terms of, what can I do today? How many things can I do today? Tick off like, as many things in a day as opposed to trying to set monthly or yearly goals, then I probably would have got a lot more done.
Mm. Well,
Potentially.
yeah, I think it's a lot of sense in this enjoy the process kind of thinking, because the result usually is something very quick. You achieved
Hmm.
it, and then what? But the
Yeah.
process usually takes sometimes years, or
Hmm.
or at least months. So if
Yeah.
you're not enjoying the process, then you lose a lot of your time feeling not good, basically. So
Understand. Yeah.
so yeah, I totally agree with you on this. Okay, now I would like you to share with us 3 things that nobody knows.
Oh, I get this question all the time, and I'm thinking like it's a hard question because I'm quite transparent. Um, 3 things. My room is tiny. It's so small. Like, I never show my room. I always have a backdrop, but my room is tiny, and I like really need to get my own place. Um, that's one thing. What's interesting? I'm trying to think of something that's interesting. Um, I haven't been to a barber's for over a year now, and all of my shape ups and stuff I do myself.
Oh, maybe that's a new new skill that you're gonna learn.
I'm never gonna be a barber. Nah, no. I do shape people's hair. I do like people like every time we go out, my brother's like, "Oh, do me a shape up," but like I'm not about to sit in a barber shop and just cut people's hair for a living. It's not for me. I'd rather no, I'm good. Um,
Okay, and the last one?
I don't know. It's hard without being inappropriate.
You can be inappropriate. We're just not gonna put it on the radio. We're just gonna keep it for the YouTube. Artist is
Okay.
like, okay, in that way.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I I one of my part-time jobs is shooting content for adult performers.
Oh, look at
Yeah. So
that. Okay, so
there
if
you go.
someone needs a professional, if someone needs a professional
Bro, if
pictures,
you like need some content, hit me up. Like I
yeah,
shoot some of
I
the
will.
sickest content.
I will leave some links below this video. So if someone will be interested, drop a message to Artist. Okay, okay. And now it's time to talk about your new song. I am so happy that your new song, is it Sauce Flavor?
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
You got it. Got it. Sauce
Okay,
flavor.
I'm so glad that your new upcoming song Sauce Flavor gonna be played on Galaxy Radio this Sunday. So I'm very excited that our listeners will be first who hear the song. So I would like you to introduce your song, but instead of talking, can you sing?
Huh? What do you mean?
Can you
What?
introduce your song, but instead of talking, like, oh, this song is about la la la, sing this
Uh, I,
song. Yeah.
I could do it in a beatbox way, I guess.
Okay, let's do
Um,
it.
this is Artist, and you're listening to so up to a sauce flavor.
Nice, 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 nice. Thank you so much. Okay, now let's talk. So, this song,
Mhm.
what inspires you to write the song, create the song? Or you one of those artists who just sat down and they like, oh, I'm gonna write a
Oh,
song. Boom, song is there.
I was streaming on Bigo, and I was in the kitchen making a sandwich, and it was dry. It was so dry, and I was like, oh, they're like, what's in the sandwich? I'm like, I can't remember what was in it, but I was like, it needs some sauce and some flavor. And they started laughing, and I was like, sauce, flavor, sauce. And I literally went upstairs and recorded. I was like, let me find a beat. And then I was like, this is gonna be a hook, guys. And people are laughing, like, nah, this is jokes. And then I recorded the hook, and I was like, it's actually sick. And then I started writing the verses, went back into the hook, and I was like, yo, this is a banger. And then I took it to the studio, my producer reproduced it, and then we have another banger.
Voila. I hope
Yeah.
this song will be super popular. Once it's out, I will also post the link under the video so people
Thank you.
can listen to the song. And we're definitely going to play this song on the Galaxy Radio. So stay
I'm gonna
tuned.
be I'm actually I just got my logo back, so I'm about to set up a Shopify page so that I can actually get some sauce flavor t-shirts done. So there will be some merchandise, and there is also a viral TikTok dance. It's an Afro beats TikTok dance which will come along with it. So it has potential for viral activity. Hopefully, if it gets picked up by enough dancers and it's shared enough, then it could be one of the next viral um Afro house song. But we'll see. Like I don't want to put too much pressure on myself because I think it's a really good song, but sometimes when you put too much pressure on yourself for it to do well and it doesn't, it's quite disheartening. So I'm just gonna hope for the best and push it as much as possible.
Fingers crossed. I wish that the song will go viral, but if not, well, I wish you to have inspiration to write more and more songs, and one of them will be viral.
Yeah, no, do you know what? I've gone viral before, so I know it's possible, so
Exactly.
now I'm just
Okay,
what's it.
a last thing I want to ask everyone who come on my show as a guest. I want to ask, when you feel down,
Yeah.
what is that one thing that makes you feel better?
So funny because I very rarely feel down, and when I do, I sense it. I'm a meditator, so when I feel like I'm going into a slightly negative place, I'll meditate, and I can get myself into a heightened state very easily. It's something I teach actually. Oh, by the way, guys, I'm writing a book, so this is something on the side. It's a self-help book called Anxiety Depression is the Choice. It basically is a whole book on how to get yourself out of anxiety and depressive states, and how to reprogram your conscious and subconscious mind so that you don't fall into certain negative states, basically. And it gives you techniques and experiences and stuff, which I think is going to help a lot of people. But yeah, so that's my thing. I've learned to be aware of when my energy is dropping, and I'm able to not sit in it too long. Like if I'm not aware of it, then I might slip, but then as soon as I'm aware and I can't get out of it just through like breathing or thinking, I'll go into meditation, and then I'll get myself into a place where I feel so much better, and then it'll be like it never happened in the first place.
Nice. Thank you so much for your time and for sharing your ideas and your music with us. I
Thank you.
hope we'll see you back
Yep.
with your new songs. Good luck with all your projects.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that you're having now and the future ones. And yeah, so everyone, I hope you will like artist song and add it to your playlist on Spotify.
Please. Let's get this viral, guys. Come on, you know, do that. Pop, pop, pop.
Thank you so much for watching my first video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had fun. And if you do, please don't forget to subscribe my channel. And I hope I'll see you next week. Ta-ta!